Greetings to all my dear students. We have started our chapter People as a Resource, and in our last video we have seen that how important people are, and when they become resource they become productive for the society and for the nation. And among all the factors of productions, human are the most important resources. When education is given, when proper healthcare is provided and training is given, then a simple human can become a resource. We have seen the cases of Sakal and Vilas also, where we have find out how the education has transformed one's life, and he has been able to earn more. And at the same time, the person who was not educated, he was not able to earn handsome amount of money. Even he has to struggle every day to for his livelihood. Okay, so now in our second video we will be discussing about the activities. We have already seen in chapter 1 that human activities are classified into two, that is economic activity and non-economic activity. Economic activity is a type of activity which is done in order to earn income or money, and non-economic activities are those activities which are done in order to get satisfaction. Means the economic activity is performed to earn income, money, and non-economic activities are performed not to earn money, rather it is done to get satisfaction. Let us take the example of our mother. Mother is cooking food for us, then it becomes what? Non-economic activity, because when she cooks food for us, she wishes that we should appreciate the food and we get healthy food, right? And at the same time, when made well cooked food for us, it becomes economic activity for him. He is getting satisfaction, but at the same time he is getting paid also. So there are different type of activities that we adopt, and on the basis of different activities, the economic activities has been classified into different types. Can you guess based on the picture or how we can classify these activities into three sectors? One is related with agriculture, second is regarding the productions or manufacturing, and third is providing shipping services, the transportation services. So on the basis of economic activities, the activities are classified into three main sectors. They are primary, secondary, and tertiary activities. Primary activities, basically it is dependent totally upon agriculture, means exploiting the economic resources, exploiting the natural resources. In order to understand this, that primary activities are performed by exploiting the natural resources, the available natural resources like land, river, water, and to have some examples regarding the primary activities, we can quote like agriculture is a primary activity, forestry is a primary activities, animal husbandry, fishing, poultry farming, and quarrying. All these are primary activities because these activities are done by exploiting the natural resources. Now moving next, the secondary activity. The secondary activity is a type of activity which is basically related with manufacturing and constructions. Means whatever productions that we are getting from factories, all are secondary activities, and secondary activities are adding values to our primary activities. In order to utilize the primary products in a better manner or in a longer period of time, we need some value additions, and that is done through secondary activities. Let's take the example of a sugarcane juices. Sugarcane juices, after processing, converted into jaggery or sugar, right? So secondary activity is providing support or adding value to the primary product. Now moving next to tertiary activity. Tertiary activities are type of activities which provide services. Basically, tertiary activity is a service sector providing services. Whom they provide services? They provide services to primary sectors or secondary sector. So what are the different type of activities that is taken under tertiary activities? It is trade, transport, communication, banking, education, health services, and insurance. So these are the tertiary sectors activities. Okay. Now, very important things, that when a human can become a resource and a population is assets or liabilities. Here there are two terms, liabilities and assets. Liabilities means something that is the state of being responsible for something. Means whenever we are liable, means we have to return it back. We nobody wants to take loans, right? Because it is a burden. So liability is a kind of a burden, and assets, it is a property that everyone want to have, right? So if a population is literate, if a population is educated and healthy, it can be considered as assets. So the quality of population depends upon the literacy rate, health of a person indicated by life expectancy. What is life expectancy? It is a average age that at the time of a birth a person can expect to live, right? Currently in India, the life expectancy rate is 68 years. And third, who will decide the quality of population is skill formation acquired by the people of the country. So if our population is skilled, literacy rate is high, and a person is healthy, then we can say that quality of a population in our country is good. And on the basis of this quality of populations, we can have different type of growth and economy, or we can predict good, progressive and productive economy. We can see the example from Japan. They have they are concentrating, they are not having much of natural resources, but they have concentrated on development of their human resources. And due to the development of human resources, they have trained, they have provided better education facilities, they have provided technical educations to the people, and also they have provided training and developed skills. So due to the skills and educations, the Japanese people are able to produce more, and due to this Japan has become a developed country. So the quality of the population ultimately decides the growth rate of the economy. More the quality of a population in a country, more the growth rate of the country. Illiterate and unhealthy populations are a liability for the economy. We must understand this fact, that illiterate and unhealthy populations are liabilities. They are the burden. They cannot be considered for a longer period of time for a country's growth, and literate and healthy populations are an assets everybody must or everybody wants to have them. So quality of populations decides the growth rate of a country. That is why a country must have populations with quality. That's all for today's. Thank you and have a nice day.